All right, hello everyone. I'm hoping you can hear me from down here. I think you can. Welcome to our parent preview for the 25 season. I'm very excited to show you what we've been working on. Kids have done great these last, I guess it's been 4 weeks already. The season's really going to start hitting us here this week with a couple performances, and from this point, we're going to be playing a lot. I want to first thank you for being here and for supporting your kids in this endeavor. If you're a new parent, a lot of this is going to be maybe a surprise as to what marching band is now and what it might have developed from maybe when you were in it. Perhaps this is totally new to you. But we're excited to show you, and like I said, they've done a wonderful job and put a lot of work into these band camp, and in the next 6 weeks or so before the season is going to quickly come to a close. I want to take a second to thank a few people. I want to introduce our staff. They're kind of scattered around. I think our guard staff are together down there. I'll just go down the order. Luke Christensen is our guard director. Teaches with us. This is his third year. Teaches at Missouri State and a little bit and all of it at Southeast Missouri State. He's the guard director down there. So great to have him going down. We have Lauren Willerton, who's a former grad from North from a few years ago and assisting us. Actually, there's a theme. Mr. C there, a North grad from maybe 3 years ago, I'm not sure. And then Lauren, North grad from a couple. And then a new addition this year, we have Megan Anderson, former North grad as well. And she just, she hasn't graduated yet, but she is graduating. She's doing her student teaching now. Are you in the Francis Howell district? Fort Zuma. Well, all right, well, I shouldn't have brought it up. But she's student teaching right now, so she's going to join us when she can get over here and Wednesday nights. And then James Wally is helping us with usual things with our guard props and just kind of logistics of things. And then Emma over here, Emma Kolkmeyer, Emma Scholl. She got married over the summer, and I still haven't learned that, but now I have. Scholl. Emma is a counselor with us here, also a North Guard grad from a few years ago, and she'll be joining us here mostly after school after school with the Guard, kind of helping us out during that time. Going over here, we've got Nathaniel Hoyle, who has been here for longer than I've been here, been running the percussion. And next to him, we have Thor Colum, who is a new addition to us this year, doing the front ensemble and all of the electronic stuff that we have going up here. And then hiding over by one of our sponsors is Keely O'Hare. She is a retired teacher from Parkway. She was a band director at Francis Howell Middle for about 17 years before she went to Parkway South and retired. And then we quickly coerced her into coming and help us over here. So Keely O'Hare is helping us this year as well. She's been at all the band camp. And last but not least, somewhere hiding is Amari. Amari Cunningham in the back. She is a graduate of North, helping us with battery as well. She's a student at Maryville and comes and helps us. And are there any other staff hiding? No. All right. And if I haven't met you, my name is Ryan Curtis. So, going on, I want to thank our sponsors. We have two main sponsors that support us financially with other things, as well as other things. One is Classic Air Care. We have the banner over here, and the other is Dane Huxell with State Farm. And I'm going to ask him to say something real quick, but all we ask is these sponsors give us quite a bit of money, not really because they want anything out of it, although they do, I'm sure, but they do support the band. Dane Huxell is a parent. He was a sponsor before he had anybody in the group. And all I ask is that if you need insurance, if you need heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric, if you would reach out to see if they can help you. If they can't, they can't. But Dane, please.
Good evening. 6 years ago, I got sucked into helping out the band here before I even had a child in the band, thanks Wayne and Amy. And I was able to help out to provide better coverage and service to the Band Booster Association with their insurance needs. And it's been a great partnership here for several years. And now I'm fully immersed as a band parent with all of you and excited to jump in all in. I did marching band 4 years as a marching knight as well in Washington, Missouri, at St. Francis Borgia. And I did 2 years at SEMO as well, so I love marching band. I'm excited. My son's in the pit. So again, just happy to be part of the community here, and if you need anything insurance-wise, just appreciate the opportunity to give back to the great program that this program gives to all of our kids. So thank you very much.
So thank you, parents, once again. I know it's not easy to have a rehearsal end at 12:30 on a Monday when your workday does not end at 12:30. I know that is not convenient, and I really thank you for doing everything you can to get your kids here. I think they benefit from being involved with this activity and being around these other great students. So thank you for that. I also want to thank I don't think they're here. They're very supportive. I know that doesn't go with what I just said, but all of our administration here has been nothing but supportive. If you ever go drive over on the other side of the building, we finally have well, it's not a practice field. That's our practice field covered in dirt, but eventually we'll get over there. Right now, they went and hired a crew to paint a field for us on the bus parking lot, and so we're going to have at least something to get better as we get into this year. So they've been wonderful. Everyone here has been wonderful. Parents, thank you. And I do have to thank my wife and family because it's a lot of time for me to not be around as well. And I know they tolerate a lot for me to be here. So thank you. Okay, let's talk about the show. The show is called Where the Wind Goes. It is a title we made up. And the vibe of this, let me say one thing about that. The show is always in a state of progress. The show's never done. It's kind of only done because the season ends. So every time you see the show, it will be different in some way or another. Tonight, we're gonna stand and play Arc for you, and we're gonna just stand and play basically our entire show for you. We will march the first two for you tonight after we do kind of a stand of the music. So the theme, Where the Wind Blows, we will have 18, this is a prototype in the back left corner there. We will have 18 props that will be in the shape. If you see on the field, there are some cones on the field. Those will be basically a wave or an airflow, and the show will tie into that. And you'll see with the guard and with the other winds when we start to do this. So it's mostly based on The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. It sprinkles that into the opener, and then there's a little bit of Thunderstruck in the closer. And it's just enough where you're not sure if it's that song, but it is. So if you hear that, you're correct. All right. We're going to play for you tonight. There's a few key moments. When we stop playing, those are generally good times for us to applaud. They're kind of built in the show design of applause breaks. I know it seems a little goofy, but it actually does help us when the judges hear the audience interact with the show. It helps us with our scores as well. So if you hear a stop at the movement one or a big break or a duet, it is going to feature two trumpet soloists tonight on flugelhorn, and that is Grace Gagan and Nolan Wambacher on flugel. They're going to play a wonderful duet, and yeah, I think we're going to get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Night Pride Marching Band performance is brought to you by Classic Air Care. With a commitment to 100% customer satisfaction, Classic Air Care provides repair, maintenance, and installation for your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. They're dedicated to making your life more comfortable. Classic Air Care is proud to support the FHN Marching Band. The Night Pride Marching Band performance is also brought to you by Dane Huxell of State Farm. As an FHN band parent, Dane wants to help protect your family. Dane offers competitive insurance options for your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Join us in thanking Dane Huxell and Classic Air Care for their generous support of our Night Pride Marching Band. Please visit the Night Pride website at fhnbands.com to learn more about the band and our sponsors. That's fhnbands.com.
On the field from St. Charles, Missouri, performing their show, Where the Wind Blows, the Night Pride Marching Band.
No one can tell me. Nobody knows where the winds come from, where the wind goes. Listen closely, you can still hear, even through its silence, the wind is still near. And then when I found it, wherever it blew, I should have known the wind had been going there too. So then I could tell you where the wind goes, but where the wind comes from, nobody knows.
Whoops, I forgot we had a little post thing on that. So that is our music show. We're going to do the first two movements. So after Sound of Silence, we won't march the closer tonight, but we're still going to clean some stuff and make sure we're comfortable with that. And but you will see that at our first football game. So on Saturday we have our black and gold, and we'll do the same thing we're going to do tonight. We have a performance at 7:45 on Saturday, and you'll see the same performance that we're doing tonight. And after that, we'll keep adding and adding and adding to it. While the band's getting set up and getting ready to roll, I do want to thank all the parents all the board and the parents that have been working. Mr. Anderson for the props, Mrs. Anderson and Mrs. Metzger for getting the uniforms and everything, Mrs. Prinster for getting forms, and I know I'm forgetting Mrs. Pingle for organizing the band camp snacks. I know I'm forgetting a lot, and I will make sure I do write these down and give proper thanks at the next event we have. But thank you very much. It is unbelievable what you guys do, and it's only possible because your help. And we have our booster meetings each month. They're not booster meetings, they're parents meetings. They're not really about fundraising. But I do want to let everyone know, Mr. Murphy posted a sign-up genius on the band app. If you guys would like, all of this equipment that you see here has to get in a football game or a competition. We have about 12 minutes at a football game and 15 minutes to get everything on the field and off the field, and that includes the performance as well. So if you guys would like to help, parents would like to help, you get a kind of a front row seat if you have a child in the pit. It's an extra nice spot. If you're not, then it's a little tougher to see. But we could use as much help as you would like. We do have about 25 spots that he posted on the Sign Up Genius, but if there's more than 25, if it's full, we would still love your help at competitions and shows and everything. So thank you again. We're going to finish the night with a full run of our first two, and then they're all yours for the night. Again, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with your kids. They're wonderful, wonderful workers, and just an absolute delight. 99.9. No, we'll say 100% time. All right, you guys ready, band? Here we go.
no one can tell me. Nobody knows where the winds come from, where the wind goes. Listen closely, you can still hear, even through its silence, the wind is still near.